The Atlanta Hustle started this weekend at 6-0, the consensus #1 team in the association, but a loss last night up in Minnesota, and now it's almost a must-win situation as they come to Chicago to face the Union. This is Dennis Michelson, D-Mike, coming to you live from the south side of Chicago. Chicago Classic night here at the old stadium, and I got to tell you, Mr. Chris Pennant joining me alongside here for all of the great play-by-play action tonight. And Chris, this is going to be a preview of championship weekend.
Yeah, you've got the story of Atlanta's offense versus a staunch Chicago defense. And how often do you get to say that you're going to see two teams that could be playing in August and September play a regular season matchup like this?
Offense starters with the disc. We'll send it up the near side to Shanahan. Shanahan's going to try deep. He's got Wilson Matthews for the score. An impressive pitch and catch that took all of 11 seconds to tie it up. Austin Taylor has been a dynamo this year so far for the Hustle. Going deep. Got the man out there for the catch. That is Alec Wilson Holiday. They'll work it around. Goldenberg. Goldenberg lets one fly. He's got Goff out there. Goff chasing it down. Oh, yeah. 50-50 discs go 80-20 around Nate Goff.
Something we haven't discussed yet is the Union's height advantage against a lot of teams they play.
Goal, Chicago Union by number 22, Nate Goff.
Middle of the field, Taylor now is looking deep, nothing there. Stall count's getting high, goes to Wurtzel. Miller, cute little flip down the sideline into the end zone for the score. Beautiful play. That's highlight reel material for the Hustle.
Wilson Matthews did have good position, but credit Frankie Fernandez. Block with the offhand.
Now they go over the top into the end zone for the score. Pars. Chicago will tie it up at 4.
He's saying something, especially this is their 8th game of the season already.
Crazy. Chicago will have a lot of double headers to play, so they'll get caught up in a hurry. Van Dusen going deep. Oh, getting on his horse and tracking it down is Nate Astrobuena. Beautiful play.
You know what I say? Is he man or...
Quickly working that disc around. I am amazed with how fast this Hustle can move the disc from side to side. Taylor with the disc, going deep. He's got end zone for the score at the end zone. Carl Eckwurtzel living up to his nickname. Puts
Ruben Miller on Brock. We've seen a couple of different defenders on Cameron Brock tonight. And now switching back to Weiss. He flips one up, and just enough of a touch by William Wettengold knocks it over the fence. It sounds simple, but you have to assemble that talent. That's the big thing. So we come back into play here. Shanahan quickly up. Great play. Means one throw could make it two scores.
and there it is.
Shanahan immediately having to deal with two defenders. Comes back to Goldenberg. And it flips it right into a defender's hands. Austin Knapp coming to poach that one out of the air. And the Union playing catch up now. Another turnover in close. And there's a 3-goal run for Atlanta. Lucas McClamrock with the assist. Undeterred for a moment. Nice forehand to Giannis, who goes deep. He's got Matthews. This one's slowing down a bit. But Matthews comes down with it. And he is in. So the Union stops Atlanta's run. And they get back to what they've been doing best tonight. Hucks to points.
You know that Pablo Giannis guy?
Be our main handler right here. Arters loves to go deep. He's got a couple of players down there, and this one's going to settle. Oh, no! Jakeem Polk with a full layout. Here's some cries of protest from the fans and from the sideline, and now they get the play they've been searching for as Van Duzen gets in for the block. Nate Goff going to flick it a little, maybe a little harder than he wanted back to Goldenberg, but they stay up level. Under 2 minutes to play here in our first half as Shanahan looks down the field. It hung up just a bit, looked like it was going to travel, but Simon Dastrup pulls it out of the air, and a nice break for the Union. Wettengill cuts in and out. Now over to Victor Loal. He takes a look, the lefty comes to Payne. Payne goes to Wettengill on the sideline closest to the stands. He flips over the top. He's got Weiss, and Weiss has the disc.
Big goal by the Union to pull us within one.
Union starting things off quickly in the third quarter of play. Nate Goff gonna go down, try to tie things up right off the bat. And he does.
Van Brees with a beautiful score.
Union scored so fast, our broadcast wasn't even all the way back yet.
That came back in. Union hungry to come out and set the tone here for the second half. They'll go deep. He's got a man out there. Oh, big collision. This goes just out of reach of Jake Reuben Miller. Both players. Miller firing it up. No!
To go through him to get to it.
Chase Brunner resets to Pavel. Pavel right there, fires into the end zone to the best man for the score. Chase Brunner. Chicago on the attack, but just poached out of the way, just picked out of the sky by McClamrock, and he'll go into the end zone for the score. Oh, that's highlight reel material for the Hustle, who ties it up at 13.
And bulletin board material for the Chicago coaching staff. Nate Goff. So Atlanta with 2 roller pulls in these last 2 points.
Shanahan will work out of the double team, but he just flipped that into the middle of the field where nobody was home, and Atlanta quickly with the turnover and the score. Very strange play. Things have fallen apart for the Union.
Very quickly, too.
Fairly in towards the end zone. Oh, Ben Perry says no! And swats it out of the sky. And we'll try this again. Goldenberg. Nothing open, he'll fire it. Back to Van Duzen. Van Duzen has been steady. Fire it to Goff. Goff's got it. That's an easy score. You throw that disc out into space, Nate Goff is going to find it.
Van Duzen with the jersey firmly tucked into the shorts. Seriously, he's been...
Duzen fakes to Dastrup deep. He'll take the short play to Shanahan. Shanahan will work it around the corner to Wilson Matthews. Pretty play for the score. Weiss back to Payne. Payne lays it out there for Weiss, who makes a dazzling save to keep this one alive. I would not be surprised. And Chicago will get another chance to tie it up, but they'll have to go the length of the field. Van Duzen quickly fires it deep. He's got a man. You know who's out there. He's going to get the disc. Nobody else can out-jump Goff, and Goff goes into the end zone and says, disc knows. That score ties it back up.
So if you didn't like the original movie, we're just going to give you the sequel. And Atlanta, I put the disc in play in front of the Chicago bench.
Weiss in shock. That's a lot of double team. Coming over here to the middle of the field. Oh, a beautiful play. Victor Lowe with a beautiful play. Snatches that one out. He's going to go over the top. Reuben Miller into the end zone for the score! Woo-hoo! Union back on top! Pavel harassing him on D, forcing it back to the middle of the field to flick to Taylor. Taylor will go deep. He's got a man, and he will score and tie it up. Alec Wilson-Holiday with the disc and the double team goes over the top. Chicago knocks it out of play. And we're going to have free Frisbee tonight.
Oh, my goodness. That could have been heartbreaking for the Union. Wettengold with a decisive game-saving block.
Atlanta knocking on the door. 4 minutes to go here. Quickly, a minute off the clock already. Austin Knapp to Taylor. Taylor fired into the end zone for Mr. Score. Minute 27 left. Chicago needs to get the disc. Going to the end zone. Flipped away out of it. Outreached hands of Adam Miller, and Chicago will have a chance to tie it. Minute 16 left. And they'll take a timeout. Shanahan to Argers. Argers looking in towards the end zone. Down to 15 seconds to Van Dusen. Very patient attack here by the Union, but they're running out of time. 8 seconds, fired to the end zone. Just short of the end. No, it is. It's in. Woo, Dougie Wilson Matthews coming up with another score. I got him for 5 tonight. Gives up 10 yards, but still, Chicago have them bottled up on that far side. Going down. Picked off by Xavier Payne.
And look who's lurking at the back of the end zone.
Pavel with the disc. Fires it into the end zone for the score. Wilson Matthews gets it done. Union game, set, match.